my daughter's garage here. Just another quick and dirty video on how to lower a 2025 Mini Cooper on some H&R springs now that they finally released them. Alright, I want the hood all the way up. Got this thing on quick jacks. Not a lot of information on the 2025s, although I watched a couple of DIYs on the 2023, 24, whatever, the F20C or whatever. I forget what it's called. This chassis, but a lot hasn't changed, although I did order an oil change kit from FCP, and I had to use an older year, and there was a variation in the oil filter, so that did change slightly on the 25s. They also don't have all-weather mats for these yet, so I guess there's some kind of, the footprint and the footwell is a little different, I guess. Anyway, did H&R Sports. It's probably one of the easiest setups I've ever done, lowering wise. 3 bolts up here, so obviously my DIYs are all to the point, right? 3 bolts, 3 13 millimeter bolts. Here, you're gonna undo the top of the sway bar end link, 16 millimeter bolt with an impact gun, I guess because it's pretty new and clean threads, it just zipped off. And then a 16 millimeter bolt, 16 millimeter nut with an 18 millimeter head on the bolt. So hold it in place. It holds the ABS and the brake line through in a bracket also. Once you get all of that done, you need a strut spreader to pop back here. So I put that in, strut spreader. I came in from the top, twisted it, spread it. It's pretty important. I did not do it on the other side versus this side, but it's pretty important to spray PB Blaster or Yield or something into here, because, and I would undo the sway bar end link on both sides so there's absolutely no tension on anything. Once I did that, I was able to just step on this and wiggle it out. This comes up and out of the knuckle, and you kind of like walk it along here and out the back. And then obviously you get your H&R Sport springs. Now, let me close this before I open the garage by accident. Obviously that all goes back together. It comes with new bump stops, which I don't think I've ever had a kit come with the bump stops front and rear. So, and then the rear, even easier. If I had room for an impact gun, I probably could have done this, but I ended up having to use an Allen T30 on one side, and then a 16 millimeter bolt to pull out the bolt. Disconnect the sway bar on this side, and then this is, you look at the socket, a 20. That doesn't sound right. It's actually an E, so it's not, yeah, it is actually. It's an E20, which is, the E is the female version of the Torx, which is very rare. I've only ever used it on, I think by Mercedes maybe, and maybe the Audi also, but it's an E30. You buzz off the bolt holding the dampener, or damper, I guess, depending on how you like to say it. You take that out. Once you do that, this thing just drops, no problem, right? Super easy, springs out. But to put the bump stop in, I thought maybe I could pull this apart, which you probably could, and then just take a razor blade and cut the stock one, cut an inch off the stock one. But since they provided it, I'm gonna do it right. So looks like there are 3 E12s holding the shock assembly up. So I'm gonna pop those out, take this off, and swap out the bump stop. But the rears are supremely easy, especially if you wanted to get ghetto and just cut the boot off and cut the bump stop, you could. But you know, we're gonna do it right, especially since it's my girl's car. Anyway, that's it. You know, as far as seeing cars lowered, I mean, maybe I'll take a couple of pictures and put some tags so that it can be found, because I literally only found on the H&R website, I think I found one guy in the UK that had done a 2025. So, and then this car is sitting on some, Some XXRs, XXR 527Rs. They only weigh about, I think it shaved 2 pounds off the stock wheels. So, and the Mini Cooper, I cut the feed off of the Mini Cooper center cap with a little double-sided tape, sat perfectly in the center cap for the XXRs. So, actually look real good on the British Racing Green. So, I painted the calipers, give it a proper little drop. I'll eventually do probably rally lights, you know. Anyway, it'll look cool. It'll look cool, and that's it.